want to show y'all something. There's an ice cream sandwich here at this Animal Kingdom stand that apparently some yo-yo influencer or somebody put it out there. And of course, like anything and everything, our brains have been wrecked by the, fear of missing out? So this is the line for an ice cream sandwich. I want you to look at this. It's almost $10 with tax, by the way. Look at this. Look at this. Still going. There we go. Almost to Harambe. Freaking ice cream sandwich. You out of your mind. Welcome back, everybody. Fire Medic Adventure 17 at the village of Harambe. You're like, man, what are you doing there? Here we are. Another week. Another closure at Walt Disney World. Like, eventually, one of these days, we're going to actually go to something that is opening here. I mean, no sooner was Dinosaur, the ride, closed and everything else in company with Dinoland USA, well, now there's another closure coming on. So like many other things here at Walt Disney World, it's yet another closing day. Like I said, one of these days, something's going to reopen at some point, hopefully. But this just further drives home the narrative that, you know, this is not the best year to come out here, especially if it's your first time ever. There's just so many closures, and once you add this into the mix now, Animal Kingdom is stripped down to the bare minimum. I mean, there's, you know, granted there's no rides and attractions out there, but you know, still it's a train ride out there. You have the animation experience, which definitely takes people on an adventure and shows you how to draw some of the Disney characters that they have by an animator. There's all kinds of really cool things to do out there, but you know, all that's going away. Now the animation experience is coming back. It's going to be out at Hollywood Studios back in its former home, from what we've heard. So at least that's not going to be going away permanently. It's just coming back at its original location. But again, with the lack of things to do here at Animal Kingdom, the Wildlife Express train, the animation experience, it adds things for people to do, because while they're undergoing all of this transformation, I mean, people are coming out here for the first time ever, especially now, and I'm seeing it all through Facebook and all that, and various social media groups. They're like, my gosh, what happened to Animal Kingdom? There's construction walls everywhere. And so, you know, something to think about, because this, yet again, will be another item in a long list of closures. I mean, spring break here is going to be an absolute unmitigated disaster, because just with the sheer crowds coming here and the sheer amount of closures, there's not going to be enough for people to do. There's going to be lines and crowds everywhere. And I'm getting ready to upload a series of videos on that, you know, what you can expect if you're coming to Disney World for the spring break season, or even summer, especially if it's your first time, or even if you're a returning veteran. There's a lot of closures here. So what I'm going to do is we're going to walk around. I'm going to show you Rafikis Planet Watch, the area where you get on the train. If it's not too insanely stupid crowded, we'll get on the Wildlife Express, the train that goes out there to Rafikis Planet Watch and Conservation Station. The other thing that kind of is frustrating is, you know, when Disney announced these lands, these rides, these experiences that are closing, especially the ones that have been here a long time, of course, everybody's got to flood the area. All the vloggers, live streamers, everybody, you know, right here. I mean, I can't speak too much because here I am. However, maybe if people would give these attractions and lands and all of that the same amount of devotion as they do in the last few days before these lands close, maybe things wouldn't close so often. You know, maybe these things would stay open. You know, maybe if people would do things like I do, you know, where I have my Rope Drop Ridiculousness series, where I bring love to the older attractions that just aren't that popular. But also, too, it's important that a theme park have older, not so popular attractions, because it's what helps spreads crowds around. It's very important in the grand scheme of things and how theme parks work. So with that, we're going to go check out this area one more time before it closes permanently this evening. Like I said, tomorrow morning, You will not be able to get out to Rafikis Planet Watch or any of that area out there, at least until sometime summer. But you know Disney, whatever they tell you, add about 4 more months to it. And also, before we get started, before we put our boots to our asses to get this log in gear, congratulations. Congratulations to Team USA for bringing home the gold against the Canadians this morning in the grand finale of the Winter Olympics for 2026. What an incredible match that was. Holy moly. I mean, an overtime goal for the gold. I mean, that game could not have been scripted any better. In fact, the two things that I think will be remembered forever and go down in history, similar to the Miracle on Ice game back from 1980 in Lake Placid, was the goal save by the United States, where that, I mean, you talk about perfect place, perfect timing, everything was in the perfect alignment to prevent that puck from going in the goal. And then the other one was the goal during overtime. I mean, what an incredible shot that was. So congratulations once again to Team USA, bringing home the gold in hockey. And what's wild too is it's been 46 years to the day when Team USA beat the Soviets. And now here we are again, 46 years later, another Miracle on Ice. So this is the area that'll take us back to Rafikis Planet Watch. If you've never been here, I'm going to kind of give you a little rundown of where this is at. It's back by the Kilimanjaro Safaris, and it's kind of tucked right next to the Gorilla Falls Exploration Trail. And when this reopens, this will be how you get to the Bluey and Bingo meet and greet. And with the train being the only way to get back to that area, I don't think I need to tell you what an unmitigated disaster that's going to be.
What's been your fave so far? I can see why, baby.
I hope they leave the names the same. I hope they don't change this too much. Oh, this don't look bad at all. Good. Let's go out there. Oh, that's why there's nobody down here. They just loaded an entire train full of people. Dang, I was kind of secretly hoping that this wasn't going to be that popular today. Because of social media and everybody having to do everything on the very last days all the time. You cannot just sit on the train and ride this around and around. Back before Disney made that announcement that this was going to close down for a while, you could sit on this train and just ride it all day if you wanted to. You don't have to get off. But because the crowds are so insane now, you have to get off at Rafikis Planet Watch, and then you have to walk all the way around and get back on the train again. And as I mentioned, just imagine this when that new meet and greet opens up. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Just wait. I don't think they thought this through. I really don't. They meaning Disney. I mean, look at the detailing on this train. Sit up front here by the locomotive.
Welcome aboard the Wildlife Express. For a safe journey, remember to stay seated, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Sit all the way back against the bench, and please be sure to watch your children. Assignment.
Bienvenidos a bordo del Wildlife Express. Para que tengan un viaje seguro, manténganse sentados, con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Siéntense hasta atrás, pegados al respaldo de la banca. Y por favor, vigilen a los niños. Gracias.
It's crazy.
Welcome to the rest of your life.
Welcome aboard the Wildlife Express with service to Rafikis Planet Watch. Here, you'll discover a wide range of animal adventures, from the affection section, where you can get up close and personal with domesticated animals like goats, sheep, and more, to sneak peeks at animal care in action at our veterinary, nutrition, and science centers. Also, be sure to check out the animation experience at Conservation
Boilermaker
Station,
Crossing.
where you can learn to draw your favorite Disney characters inspired by live animals from one of our animators. The tradition of animals and animation reaches all the way back to Walt Disney himself and his long-standing passion for conservation. He believed it was important that we protect our wildlife and preserve our natural world. This sense of motivation shaped his legacy, from animation to conservation, to the very adventures we offer here at Disney's Animal Kingdom each and every day.
Yeah, in the little bubble, you know, you gotta time it. So that there while the fire are going on. You might be able to
As we make our way to Rafikis Planet Watch, keep an eye out for some of the exciting wildlife we might encounter along the way, and the highly trained specialists who care for them. From ostriches and rhinos to the mighty African elephant, the species we care for here at Disney's Animal Kingdom are some of the very same animals that inspired animated classics like The Lion King, The Jungle Book,
Backside
and
of
more.
the safari right back there.
Did you know Bambi was the first animated feature to bring live animals into the studio? In the 1940s, Walt Disney and his animators modeled characters from the film after the movements and natural behaviors of their real-life counterparts. Even with the latest advances in computer animation, this tradition continues today as animators travel throughout the world to observe animals in their own surroundings. And that includes here at Disney's Animal Kingdom.
That was an animatronic. There was a bunch of them.
Attention passengers, we are now approaching Rafikis Planet Watch. Be advised, we will be asking everyone to disembark the train at this station. If you'd like to go directly back to Harame Station, just rejoin our queue and await the next available train. But we highly encourage you to explore Rafikis Planet Watch. This is our very last day of operation. We've got the petting zoo, the drawing classes, more animal exhibits, character meet and greet stuff, and wilderness badges. We'll be arriving in just a moment. Welcome to Rafikis Planet Watch.
We are now approaching Conservation Station at Rafikis Planet Watch. For your safety and the safety of those around you, please sit all the way back against the bench and avoid leaning out toward the railing. Remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop, and please be sure to watch your children as you exit. Go well and explore.
But I also have a probably like the biggest.
I obviously meant that I knew you. And she's like, oh, I know. And then a while ago, I was like, she was doing something with me. And I said, bring it
King's
back.
Cross Station.
No, like, she told me, like, so you know that.
Never used to be crowds like this out here. This used to be a great place to come out and relax. Kind of miss that now. All right, let's stay ahead of the mob here. So imagine this with about 20 to somewhere between 25 and 50 people out here at a time. So we're going to stay ahead of the mayhem. This is what it normally looked like all the time, because this was just one of those peaceful, quiet places you could come out to. And yeah, I fear those days are long gone now. There's a ton of the Wilderness Explorer stops out here too, which, again, with all these land closures out here, I'm wondering if they're going to move all of these Wilderness Explorer stops back up to the main park, or if they're just going to omit them for a period of time. Not sure. But yeah, here's a couple Wilderness Explorer stops right here. It is beautiful out here. But just as I'm walking, you can imagine, what is this going to be like when that Blue and Bingo meet and greet opens up? What does that look like? Because I will tell you, this area out here, along with Animal Kingdom as a whole, is very, very warm. Especially in summertime. It's like a freaking jungle or rainforest out here in the summer, because Animal Kingdom's designed to trap heat for the animals. It's built like a giant bowl, and it's been proven by research that Animal Kingdom is automatically 10 degrees hotter than any other park at Walt Disney World on any given day. What's crazy is you feel like you're miles from anything, but my house is actually about 7 miles that way.
You remember, right?
And I'm always a fan of the reveal here as you come around the corner. Look at this. Welcome to Conservation Station. I have a picture that I'm going to upload here that I took while I was out here a while ago, before this place got stupid busy when Disney announced it was closing. You know, like I've said before many times, you want to make something popular at Disney World, tell everybody they're going to close it. The one thing that dawned on me on the ride up here on the train was, I've been out here before on a closing day, which would have been late 2017, early 2018, somewhere like that. But they closed this whole area down once before to completely overhaul it. But that time they removed the Rafiki'S meet and greet that used to be out here. He had a whole dedicated meet and greet. I'll show you where it used to be. Plus, there was a lot of interactive. Rainforest and bug type exhibits. It was pretty neat, the stuff that used to be out here. The animation experience never used to be here. It's only been here about 6 years. So when it reopened after its closure back in, like I said, 2017, 2018, they reopened it with the animation experience, and then they had some other changes. So in my 9.5 years here as an annual pass holder at Walt Disney World, I've seen a lot of changes, and some I wish didn't change. Like I said, there used to be a whole lot more interactivity out here. The animation experience is really cool. That's a very neat option. I'm not sure what they're going to do with that space, and I'll show you that once we walk inside. But yeah, a lot of changes have taken place. So yeah, this is the second time I've been out here on a last operating day before they've closed this entire area off. So prior to 2020, a time frame that changed the Disney parks as a whole, and not in about 70%, not in a good way, where you see these walls at. This used to be a gift shop out here. There was all kinds of snacks you could buy out here. You could buy pins out here. You could buy drawing tubes that would hold your animation experience drawings out here. You could buy picture frames that had the animation experience logo on it that you could put your drawing in that frame. I actually bought one of those back when they were available, so I have it at home, so I'll show it to you when I get back home. But yeah, I used to be able to buy all kinds of stuff out here. And the last day of operation back in 2017, 2018, I bought a pin out here just as a memoir kind of thing. And when I get home, I'll show you that pin I bought out here. So let me show you what everything looks like inside here. I always hate when Disney announces that they're closing things because it takes what once were normal, peaceful areas of the park and it turns them into absolute chaos. So this area here where Timon is greeting and meeting guests, this area back in here used to be the interactive rainforest section. I can't get back there because they got the meet and greet, but there's doorways back there that used to be able to go into and sit in these little rooms, and there was interactive experiences in there. And this area right here, this is the animation experience right here. On any normal day before they announced they were closing this, there'd be about 40, somewhere between 40, 70 people here. Nothing like it is now. Nothing like it is now. But since it's been announced that this is going away, this is likely where that meet and greet's going to go. Somewhere back here. This is all the lines for these freaking drawings. And back on this side, this is all the animal labs. And what's really neat about this area out here is there's an educational component to this too, which is really neat. Man, that's just like a regular ER. You got the CT machine back there, the OR table. You got the balloon bag there for intubations, cardiac monitor. I was here one time walking around back here, and they were actually they were doing work on a duck. The duck had accidentally eaten a piece of trash left behind by a guest, like those pixie dust trinkets that people like to leave around. Yeah, well, apparently a duck ate one of those and it got stuck somewhere in its throat, and they actually had the duck intubated, and they're trying to get that out of there, which it was successful. They got it out, but that's why people shouldn't be leaving junk around these theme parks. Okay. I have heard that all of these displays are staying. Which that'd be a crying shame to get rid of all this. Not everything has to be a thrill attraction, and not everything has to be a damn lightning lane. Puerto Rican boa. Oh, there he is. Looks like Maverick when he finds his treats. All right, what we're going to do is I'm going to stand in the background here and I'll show you kind of how this animation experience works. The line is wrapped all the way around it. So let's see how many people this truly seats. Oh, they're drawing Goofy today. By the way, for anybody that might be interested, you can go onto YouTube and put in the search bar Disney animation sketching, and you can find the videos of these so you can sit at home and draw this stuff. If you happen to live far away and can't get here all the time, and you want to have the experience. The big issue I have with this meet and greet coming out here and just bringing mobs of people out here is not the fact that you want people to explore more of the parks, but this area is not designed for mobs and mobs of people. It's designed to bring people out here a little bit at a time to take the stress of heavier crowds off of the main part of the theme park. And I'm telling you, when that new meet and greet opens up, it's going to be absolute chaos out here. So I'm calling it now. I'll give you 20-1 odds on it.
Animation experience. Hi, my name is Brandon. I'll be your artist for today, and right now we're going to be drawing my all-time favorite character himself. That's right, she beat me to it. We're going to be drawing the Goofmeister himself, the Goof Trooper, Goofy. And I want to dedicate this class to a couple of special people. My mom and my baby brother is here with me today.
Nice.
But most importantly, my fiance right here. I'm also going to dedicate it to my dad and my other brother who couldn't come, but they're here in spirit. So right now, we all got to be Goofy. Because Goofy, technically, he's not just only based on a dog, but he's based on a type of dog called a bloodhound. And so we're just gonna add this nice little curvy line there for that base of his nose. She is technically a mouse, but she's not. She's what we call a person within this universe. And as you notice, I had a little twinkle, little reflection of light inside of his eyes, because in real life, the light bounces off her eyes and does that same effect as well. 20/20 vision. Dogs in real life, they're more proficient at seeing movements of something rather than clear objects. What do I mean by that? Well, let's say my hand is right in front of him, right? This is a squirrel. But in the back of his mind, is that an actual squirrel? But then when he sees some movement happening in front of him, he's going to be like, and say, squirrel.
All right, let's take one more lap around here.
Because they're more proficient at seeing movement of something rather than clear objects.
I gotta try to time my journey back to the Wildlife Express train so I'm not waiting in the mobs of people, because at some point they're gonna close this down, and I'm pretty sure it closes before the rest of the park closes at 7 p.m. So we gotta time it right. I think that's Drew in the moment up there. Pretty sure that's him. Well, Rafiki's greeting and meeting now. So the next sketch will be at 4 o'clock. And then there'll be one more at 4:45. Here's another view from the other side of the animation experience. Hopefully they don't touch any of this. Hopefully this all stays put, because again, normally when there's not that many people out here, it's normally very calm. You can hear the flowing water. They used to have a fountain in here.
develop sense of smell. To the point that bloodhounds particularly, they're considered more as the type of breed of dog you would use for whenever you're searching for something or or someone specifically, because of how highly developed their snout is.
The other thing that I can see in the very near future when they reopen this, and I hope I'm wrong, but knowing how Disney has treated a lot of their other refurbishment / remodel projects, is I could see them pulling up all this carpet and just making this into that generic tile floor again. Just like they've done everywhere else. I hope not. I really hope not. I hope I'm wrong. Because the carpet, if you notice, it gives the space a lot of life, gives it a lot of animation. Before the animation experience was here, all of this used to tie together with this center island right here where the old fountain was. So right in here, where you have a lot of these little plastic placards here, there used to be interactive exhibits back there. There was, I think, five different rooms you could go into, and they had earphones that you'd put in, and there was a screen that would reveal a different type of insect or reptile and tell you all about it. It was pretty cool. And then this is the entryway / exit area. This used to be the old entryway into here. This hasn't moved in a while, but that used to change. I think there's 3 different scenes that would show up there. I'm trying to see if any of these pennies have conservation station or anything. It just says conservation fund. Yeah, what the heck? Let's get some pennies. So hopefully they leave all the coin presses and that out here. Ooh, those are warm. We got some pressed pennies. All right. Well, let's make our way over to the petting zoo real quick, and then we'll head back to the train. I guess a lot of the animals are already starting to be rehomed, so there's not a whole lot out here. Just yesterday, we had a bunch of goats and everything out here that aren't here now. So I'm not sure if this is going to remain a petting zoo or not, or if this is just yet another interactive piece that Disney's going to strip away, and put other animals out here. But like I said, they're talking about putting animals native to Bluey and Bingo's land, which is Australia. However, most things in Australia will give you a very, very bad day. And you're definitely not going to be petting kangaroos, I can promise that. They look very, very, very soft and approachable, but they are not. Even down to the pavement too. I mean, look at the designs that are in the pavement. So I guess we will wait for time and see what that does to this area. And like I said, hopefully Disney doesn't destroy all of this really cool scenic works of art, and even down to the concrete work and everything. It looks nice. This is what gives a place character. But they have all kinds of stuff out here. Pollination garden. This area really specializes in what Disney does really well. That's the edutainment part of the entertainment that you'll get at their theme parks. And it seems like a lot of that's going away now for intellectual property. mean, even just look around the plants and trees and everything that's out here. This is really nice. The music is very calming. And I have a feeling it's not going to be when this reopens.
Nothing. I think you're being dramatic.
And like I mentioned on the way out here, the only way to and from this area is that Wildlife Express train. Do you understand where I'm coming from when I say this is probably going to be an unmitigated disaster, and I don't think Disney's thought that through? Hopefully, though, they put other things out here to bring people out this way, because just that meet and greet, you're going to need a lot more. You're going to need a whole lot more. And like all this stuff, I hope they keep this out here. This is conservation. What is it?
When it warms up, you can try and do a scavenger hunt just like this around where you live.
Train's coming in. We might have timed this just right. Oh yeah, perfect timing.
Either side of the boarding station, of the boarding.
It's the Hogwarts Express. This must be platform 9 3/4. Other issue that they're going to have out here is this train can only accommodate, I think it's 4 wheelchairs, strollers or scooters or any combination thereof. So if there's a lot of people that are in wheelchairs or ECVs trying to get out here or get back, it's going to take a while. We'll ride in the very back here. Rode up front on the way there, back on the way back.
Greetings, friends, and welcome aboard the Wildlife Express. We hope you enjoyed your visit to Rafikis Planet Watch. We are now beginning our return trip to the African town of Harambe. For your safety, please remain seated and keep your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside the train. Sit all the way back against the bench, and please be sure to watch your children.
Bienvenidos. Comenzamos ahora nuestro viaje de regreso a la aldea africana de Arama. Para su seguridad, permanezcan sentados con las manos, brazos, pies y piernas dentro del tren. Siéntense hasta atrás, pegados al respaldo de la barra. Y por favor, miren a los niños. Gracias.
Welcome aboard the Wildlife Express, with service from Rafikis Planet Watch to the village of Harambe. As you head back out into Disney's Animal Kingdom, we hope you take with you a great appreciation for the very journey that led us here. You see, it was Walt Disney's passion for animals and conservation that led him to send film crews across the globe to capture dramatic footage of wildlife in remote locations. Walt Disney's True Life Adventure series touched the hearts of millions of viewers, inspiring the spirit of conservation and paving the road for the nature documentaries we see today. That same power eventually inspired the creation of Disney Nature, the latest continuation of this wildlife storytelling tradition. the release of powerful films like African Cats, Born in China, and Penguins, Disney Nature creates a unique opportunity to connect with wildlife on an emotional level, inspiring us to preserve nature through care and understanding. That each film provides an opportunity for filmgoers to become conservationists just by seeing the films. A portion of the first week's ticket sales for each Disney Nature release is directed through the Disney Conservation Fund to support specific conservation initiatives with nonprofit organizations around the globe. It was this rich legacy of animal storytelling that inspired the idea of Disney's Animal Kingdom, a place that celebrates our deep connection with animals, the magic of nature, and wonder of exploration that comes from preserving and protecting our natural world. As you venture out into the park today, or make your way back to wherever you call home, remember that legacy lives in you. We are now approaching the Harambe train station. For your safety and the safety of those around you, please sit all the way back against the bench and avoid leaning out toward the railing. Remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop, and please be sure to watch your children as you exit. Go well, and remember, preserving the magic of nature begins with you. Asante. All the way back against the bench and avoid leaning out toward the railing. Remain seated until the train comes to a complete stop, and please be sure to watch your children as you exit. Go well, and remember, preserving the magic of nature begins with you. Asante.
Rafikis Planet Watch. Once again, round trips are not allowed in the Wildlife Express. You'll have to get off at Rafikis Planet Watch. Thank you. Platform 4, platform 4, platform 4.
Heading out of the train station area, this is something I wanted to show you. These are the intricate details here at Animal Kingdom. Posting of advertisements is prohibited. That's all that's here on the wall, is all advertisements. That's hilarious. And some of them are for actual places here at Animal Kingdom, like Tusker House. I still have yet to eat there. I'm gonna experience that one of these days coming up. Since I've done this already, I want to show you some of the really neat details. Kind of like I did with the Dino Land USA Restaurantosaurus.
Once again, friends, as you get into that train, please fill in all the available space. Thank you.
Yeah, you never used to hear that on this train. There was always tons of available space because it was just that perfect attraction that, because an average amount of guests rode it every day, it was just that perfect thing to balance the park out. And I'm telling you, man, that Bluey meet and greet opens up, just wait. Here's some of the northbound stop signs. And then the next departing train, Wildlife Express to Conservation Station. So hopefully, as I mentioned, that all of this will stay put. They won't mess with this beautiful theming out here. Here's some more advertisements. And here we are back at the village of Harambe. Do one more walk. The other questions that come up are, you know, this area closes way before the regular theme park closes, so is that going to be the same when they have that Bluey meet and greet? I mean, is that going to cram everybody into a very small time window in a place that's not the easiest to get to? Lots of questions. Yeah, you definitely wouldn't want them climbing on the parapets. I'm assuming they're talking about those right there. That'd be a bit of a fall.
Yeah, well, everyone. As a reminder, friends, when you get to Rafikis Planet Watch, round trips are not allowed. Once again, when you get to
That never used to be a thing.
round trips are not allowed.
Used to be able to sit on this train and ride it as much as you wanted, around and around and around.
Explore at Rafikis Planet Watch and take you go back to the conservation station, and that's where you take the train back here to the Harambe village. Guests and his assistants will be boarding the train first, then unit of boarding will proceed. Once again, guests and his assistants will be boarding the train first, then unit of boarding will report you, and then they'll say their climb on the rails. Once you board the train, please pick up your flashlight all the way down within this place. This is the Wildlife Express. And the floor for Rafikis Planet Watch. Welcome aboard.
I balance it for
Unbelievable. Unbelievable. You see it all when you come to a Disney theme park, I tell you. The wild part is no pun intended, is that when Rafikis Planet Watch closed for the very first time back in like I said, late 2017, early 2018, I was there the last day it closed down. That was before everybody and their brother decided to live stream and vlog the Disney parks. And there was no fanfare or anything at all that day. It was just a regular day out there. No big crowds, no nothing. It's amazing what time will do on social media. This will be kind of a cool view of the train coming into Harambe Station. I don't know about y'all, but I love trains. I've been a fan of trains since I was old enough to understand what they are. One of my favorite memories growing up, outside of my grandfather and I working on my model railroad together, was when he would take my brother and I down to the railroad tracks in town, and we'd watch the freight trains and the Amtraks come through. We'd park right there by the railroad crossing, and we'd walk out onto the tracks and look way down the rail lines, and you could see the headlights come into view way down there. And then once you could see the headlight far in the distance, and obviously we'd get to a safe place, and we'd watch the crossing arms come down and the lights start to flash, and then the train going by, and we'd stay out there for an hour and a half, 2 hours watching trains. It was a great memory. Just like that, another attraction, another land at Walt Disney World is come and gone. There's been some really boneheaded decisions made lately that, in my opinion, wouldn't fly at any other park. Any other Disney park, that is. Even other parks. Like, just some of the things that they're doing make no sense. It's like there is construction going on everywhere. And I said this the other day, I don't know if I was vlogging or not, but it's almost like Disney sat down in the big-ass boardroom they got and said, you know what? Folks are still throwing money at us hand over fist. Let's just take 2026 and tear the whole place apart. Let's close down 25% of the entire resort, and let's get all this stuff done. And then we'll reopen everything. And as I said, while I was out there walking the pathways and that in Rafikis Planet Watch, showing you what a unique place it is, the fact that they're releasing that type of experience in the middle of summer, no less, at that location, I'm in disbelief. I mean, do these people not study this park? Do they not know that Bluey and Bingo obviously are insanely popular, and that a meet and greet like that is going to bring crowds like they've never seen to that area, of which the only way there and back is by a freaking Wildlife Express train? Did they not consider the logistics of moving that many people back and forth? And as I mentioned at the train station, I'm not sure if it came out or not, but if it didn't, I'll repeat it. That Wildlife Express train is capable of only handling about 4 electric scooters, wheelchairs, or larger strollers. Any combination thereof. It can only handle 4 larger size vehicles. Because you got to think, when these attractions were built, 40-50% of the park wasn't rolling around on electric scooters, and kids that were 5, 6, 7 plus years old weren't being pushed around in strollers. It wasn't a thing. So these rides and attractions like that, like the express train, were not designed to move a lot of vehicles with wheels, if you will. And so that is something that, if any of you are going out there and you're bringing some sort of vehicle with wheels, you're going to need to really plan on that, because I'm telling you, the lines to get there and then back are going to be astronomical, especially the first few weeks of this. I'm not going to participate in that. I have no desire to see Bluey and Bingo. I know there are some vloggers and creators, live streamers that are going to go out there and they're going to be like, oh, no, I ain't doing that. If I go out there at all, it'll be just to, let's see what they did with the place. But I am not meeting those characters. I don't like meeting characters in general. It's just not my thing. The only character I really have ever met and have kind of just been, had some fun with is Buzz Lightyear. He's my favorite Disney character. But that's it. I just don't get into that kind of thing. I know a lot of the creators do. They're out there having conversations with these characters and on and on and on, and that's just not my thing. And so for those of us that could care less about character meet and greets, that's kind of a big loss, out there at the Rafikis Planet Watch. And are they going to change the name? Who knows? Is it going to be different? Are they going to change things around out there? I hope not. I really hope not. But I'm telling you though, folks, summertime, whenever that does open, even if it's later August, it's going to be so unbelievably warm out there and humid. That whole land is wonderful this time of year. But in summertime, I've gone out there to the animation experience in summertime. First off, the express train is very warm. There's no fans on it. It's old school. That can be a warm experience. Rafikis Planet Watch is like a freaking jungle / rainforest. There is no breeze out there at all. It's all surrounded by trees. Everything out there is designed for the animals that inhabit that space. And it's designed to make you feel like you're going into the jungle. That's the whole point behind it. It's designed like a big rainforest. And so people are going to rush to go out there because we've got to meet Bluey and Bingo. And it's going to be 175 degrees in the shade out there with no air moving and almost 100% humidity. You all think I'm joking. As sure as I'm standing here recording this, there is going to be so much content to record on this because of the reactions people are going to have to this. One, because the logistics of that whole thing make no sense at all. They could have taken that Bluey and Bingo meet and greet, put it in the main park somewhere. There's so much room in Animal Kingdom that they could use for this. You need a place that's going to hold a lot of guests and be able to move them freely and keep them out of the elements for the most part. That Planet Watch area, I'm telling you, is not the place for that. That Planet Watch area, conservation station, if you will, is designed to move a moderate amount of guests to and from to ease the strain on the park, to ease guests around, to get guests moving around. You got the express train, gives folks an attraction to ride. You've got Rafikis Planet Watch, conservation station, and the petting zoo. Gives folks something to do. The animation experience gives folks something to do. It moves folks around, not at insanely high numbers, but at a moderate pace. And you could see by today, the sheer amount of people in there, that place is not designed for that level of crowd. What you saw today in my vlog is only a glimpse of what that's probably going to look like when this meet and greet opens up. And I know you're saying, Matt, you're just being negative. I'm just being realistic. That's how this is going to go. Unless somehow I'm surprised and they do it a different way and it's very smooth and nobody has anything bad to say about it and people aren't standing out in the warmth and heat and humidity of summertime, then I'll come back on and I'll do a vlog specifically as an apology vlog. And I'll be like, I'm sorry I said all that. I was wrong. I have no issue admitting when I'm wrong about something at all. I will do that. But just looking at everything, how it was today, and just how folks are going to move around out there, and the popularity of that meet and greet, and there's going to be a lot less to do out there, I'm telling you, it is going to be an absolute you-know-what show getting to and from that Rafikis Planet Watch area for that Bluey and Bingo meet and greet. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. The folks that sat down and designed that up, I cannot believe somebody said, you know what? Those are pretty popular characters for a meet and greet. I don't know. Let's move those. What they should have done is move them into the mainland where that Mickey and Minnie Safari meet and greet is at. Put them there. And then take Mickey and Minnie and move them out to the Planet Watch. Because they're in safari outfits. It would make sense out there. Or build another meet and greet expand the park, bring Rafiki back to his Planet Watch, which is where he was in the first place. As I mentioned when I was out there, Rafiki had his own meet and greet out there. It was very elaborate. That was a really cool experience going out there. That was before the animation experience came there. It was a whole experience going out there to Planet Watch. But take the room you have, build another freaking meet and greet, something that's going to be able to withhold the hundreds, if not thousands, of people and kids that are gonna want to see this, and give everybody a good experience. This is not going to be what people think it's going to be. I'm telling you, it's going to be a lot of screaming and crying kids. There's going to be strollers everywhere at the entrance to the Rafikis Planet Watch train ride, because you can't bring a stroller back there. So there's going to be strollers jammed everywhere. People are going to be sitting on each other's laps. It's going to be people standing on top of people. It's a meet and greet. And Disney World doesn't have any specific time limits on meet and greets, so you're going to have these people that are up there making it their own type of photo shoot. The lines are going to be hours long. I mean, look at Figment. When Figment's meet and greet debuted at Epcot, people were waiting almost 8 hours to see him. 8 hours to see somebody in a freaking purple dragon costume. Huh? So if Figment generated that kind of fanfare, and that was easy to get to because that was in the Imagination Pavilion. What in the world is this going to be like out there at that Planet Watch, with the only way to get out there and back is that express train? I'm telling y'all, get your popcorn ready. We're going to sit back and relax, and I'm going to bring you the entertainment when that opens up. And either A, I'm going to apologize for everything I've just said in the last 10 minutes or so, or B, I'm going to be like, see, the old fireman was right. So that's it, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Let's get this thing uploaded so you all can see the last day of Rafikis Planet Watch before it changes to Bluey and Bingo and all whatever else is going to go on out there. So I'll see you soon, everybody. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Paramedic Adventure 17 is out. See ya. So a little bit of show and tell here as I wrap up the vlog. This is my drawing from February 21st, 2026. This was on Saturday, the day before the last day of the animation experience out there at Animal Kingdom at Rafikis Planet Watch. I think it's stupid to take that experience away from Animal Kingdom, because that really makes a whole lot of sense, is to draw animals out at Animal Kingdom at Rafikis Planet Watch. As I mentioned in the vlog, it gives folks something different to do. It's a unique experience. You go to explore a unique area of the park. And then the other thing I want to show you real quick that I mentioned in the vlog are the animation experience picture frames that used to be available out there at that store that's all boarded up now. And so right here, this is the frame for the animation experience that you used to be able to buy out there at Rafikis Planet Watch. How cool is that, huh? And if you zoom in on the date here, this one was drawn on June the 6th of 2021. But these picture frames are really nice. You know, they have the Mickey logo up there, and they got Mickey on his drawing board right there, and it's really, really nice quality. So this is the other item I wanted to show you. This pin right here, this Expedition Everest pin, I purchased on the very last day of operation of Rafikis Planet Watch in what I estimated to be late 2017, early 2018, because at the time we didn't know what was going on out there. Disney just said they're closing it down for quite a while, and there was a lot of rumors abound as to what they were going to do with it. Or was there going to be a ride out there? Is that where the new Zootopia land was going to go? I mean, for anybody that's been going to the parks for a while, and you get into all of the, you know, what is Disney going to be doing with this space type discussions, the internet was just going crazy with all of the potential possibilities that they were gonna that could have happened out there. And of course the animation experience was put out there. So I was out there for both closing days before it changed.